Good evening, and welcome to my online identity presentation. Now, before I start, I know what you're saying. Jason, there's a lot of things missing here. And to that I say, procrastination. Anyways, on to my identity presentation. Now, I'm pretty sure a lot of us have heard the saying before. It's like an onion. It has a lot of layers to it. And much like our identity, it has a lot of layers to it. We have our social identity, which I would say is like kind of the middle core of our identity. And then we have the deeper core of it, which would be our cultural and ethnic identity. And the outer, ever evolving layer of the onion would be the mediated online identity part of, that aspect of our identity. And please expect that I will be discussing these three aspects of identity throughout the presentation of mine. And the first one that we are going to be covering is the social identity one. Now, a ritual that I would say that I engage in on an everyday basis would be to just shower and to just physically prep for the day. I would say that this is very important to me because it gives me time to just focus on myself and get myself ready for the day. This is very much needed. I feel like it gives me a good cleanse. And like I said, just be able to just take on the day and feel better about myself. That's very important too. Now, one of the identities that from the textbook that I believe that I relate to is the relational identity of it, which is self-concept that is defined by our relationships with others. Now, there are three aspects to this. There are the way how others perceive us, our social roles, and how our shared identities. Now, I would say that I relate to this more often because I am very aware. I would say I try to be very aware of how others perceive me and my role in my relationships and the role in the relationships in my life. Like, for example, in my family, with my mother, I'm her son. I have three siblings, which makes me a brother. I have two nephews, which makes me an uncle. And then outside of that, if we would go to my friends, I try to, I would say for the most part, I try to be socially aware of my roles and these relationships in my life. And I would say the next one would be a communal identity, which is the self-concept shaped by our connection to larger social groups and or cultures. And for me, I would say the two groups that I identify with the most would be the I am Salvadorian American, first generation. Both of my parents grew up in El Salvador. They immigrated here in mid-1980s. And I would say it would definitely be a culture shock, to say the least. We also have the LGBTQIA plus flag. I am part of the LGBTQ community. I'm gay. So there's that. And so off to our next identity, which is the cultural and ethnic identity. Like I said before, I am Salvadorian American. I'm first generation. As I said before, both of my parents immigrated here to the United States mid-1980s, which caused me to face a lot of challenges. Because of that, I faced a lot of language barriers, mostly with my parents. I took on more of the English language than my Spanish, so I would say for the most part I had some difficulty and communicating with my parents, but a strong sense of just where I belong and who I am as a person, to say the least. And as I say, the other challenges that I have faced would be cultural differences and integration difficulties as well. And the final identity aspect of it, which would be the mediated online identity. There are three different types of social media online. Social media online users. Blah. Mine's mashed potatoes right now. But there are the broadcasters. There are the interactors, and then there's the spies. For me, for the most part, I say I identify more as a broadcaster. I don't really interact with much people online. Very rarely do I spy on people. I just more so share and like a lot of posts and just I don't know, just try to keep people informed on like what's going on and my buffoonery as well, for the most part. In conclusion, I have discussed to you guys the certain aspects of the identity. We have the social identity, we have the cultural and ethnic identity, which I almost forgot to mention. And when in our 6th edition textbooks, Anderson, Guerrero, and oh my gosh, I forgot Affy. I think that's how you pronounce the professor's last name. And that for that one particular textbook, they have mentioned that more people feel strongly associated with the cultural and ethnic identity. I almost forgot to mention that part. Especially for people that are like for minority groups, which I happen to fall in the two. And our finally our mediated online identity. And that is all I have. I cannot wait for the semester. I cannot wait to take this class, Dr. Cooley. Thank you so much and have a nice night.